Welcome back for our fourth episode of our SJHL preseason coaches chats, brought to you by Saskatchewan Construction Safety Association. Today we are joined by a guy going into his seventh season as head coach and GM of the Ronge Ice Wolves, going on 25 years in coaching now, Kevin. Kevin Killer Kaminski, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Clark. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Looking forward to another season, I'm sure, and there's a lot of excitement up in the Ronge area. You guys are moving arenas and facilities this season. I guess just talk to me about the excitement around that. We talked about it a little bit last year, but obviously you've had a full off season now. You're heading into training camp soon with that in mind. How's the new facilities treating you guys?
Well, I haven't seen anything yet besides photos or videos, but man, everything looked fantastic. The locker room looks unbelievable. I see that they're close to finishing our offices. And like I said, it's just, I believe, the Mel was awesome. Don't get me wrong. It was great atmosphere, great energy, but it was time. It's getting old and tired, and it was time to move on. And we're excited to be moving into the JR. And like I said, build a new relationship with the tri community. With everybody, and like you said, it's going to be exciting. I know Sean Whiteley has done a great job with sponsorship, season tickets, and all the stuff he's done so far. Kids Club. So yeah, we're looking to pack the building at the JR and have an exciting year.
Yeah, and I guess the nice part about it is for you, this isn't a brand new facility for you. You guys have played here before in some special neutral site games that in the building. So how nice is it that at least it's familiar? It's not something brand new, totally foreign to you guys. You've been in there before.
Well, for sure. Then obviously we played those two playoff games against Melfort there when they hit a pipe at the Mel and we couldn't play there. So, and that was a great atmosphere. They had drums going. Kevin Roberts did a great job of setting it up an hour time, and pretty much starting on time. So yeah, like I said, it's a new venue and but an older one. But like I said, they're doing great renovations to it, and I just think it's going to be exciting for the tri community and for the players and organization, and to start a new life in La Ronge.
Absolutely. So, Killer, just something I've wanted to ask you for a while. I don't think I've asked it to you before, but not many guys in junior hockey coaching have the professional hockey experience that you do. I'm just curious, at what point during your playing days did you say, you know what, I think coaching is where I'm going to go? And maybe did you have a mentor that helped you kind of style or mold your style, or even just get you interested in the first place?
Well, I think, I love the game so much. And then I remember in Portland, Maine, after we won the Calder Cup, Barry Trotz, talking with him. He started a hockey school. I ended up buying the hockey school from him. I, did the hockey school in Portland for many years. And then he always said I, should get into coaching, and I did, and I was very fortunate also to in my first year to the American League under Mike Babcock. He's so detailed and just he gets everyone to get everyone on the same page and fill their roles and everything else. But that was a great learning experience, because as a player, you know how to prepare for yourself day in and day out. Now, as a coach, you got to, again, get everyone on the same page, all 25 guys on the same page, and get them to buy in on what you're selling. And when you do that, you're going to get results. And that's what I've always done. And I've taken tidbits from all the coaches, that I've had throughout my career. Marcel Como, Pierre Pagé, Robbie Fatorik, Jim Schoenfeld, Barry Trotz. So the list goes on. And like I said, I try and be a player's coach, reward them when things are going good, and when they aren't, then got to give them a little kick in the butt and go from there, right? So to me, everything comes on an and basis.
Absolutely. So last season, let's talk about last season's Ice Wolves squad. 24, 27, 3-2, 53 points, just 2 points out of a playoff spot. It was such a crazy finish to the year last year, so tight, barely missing the playoffs. But you went 6-3-1 in your last 10 games. You were playing great hockey down the stretch, just couldn't quite get there. What can you take away from last year's team that you can apply to this year's team?
Well, I think with the guys coming back, it'll be about the consistency. Like I said, with a month and a half left, why did it take us so long to get on that page, right? So, it was up and down all year long, and then the boys, decided to crank it up, and like I said, when we did, we got results. But again, I think the consistency. And like I said, the guys coming back, I think, are hungry. They know what it takes to win in this league, because this is a very tough league to win in, and our division is always tough. So, like I said, it's about leadership. It's about demanding uh, the work ethic and the dedication and the commitment from the guys coming back to process that to the guys that are coming in to make the team, and like I said, now we've got to get guys to fill their roles, and do whatever it takes to get the W on every night. So that's what we got to do.
So some big names are moving on from last year. Hudson Cameron, Jacob Causette, Rylan Silzer, Logan Falk. Those are a few names moving on. But there are some key returners coming back, including goaltender Graham Brown, who, for my money, I think he could be a goalie of the year type of player. What can you tell us about your returning players as we approach training camp here?
Yeah, no, Brownie is he's a very professional person. He prepares himself very, very well, and I agree with you. He this is a kid that competes in practice, in games. He's a leader by example, and he will step up to the plate in the locker room as well. But yeah, we expect big things from Brownie here this coming year to solidify the crease. And then, like you said, we've got some very good goalies coming into main camp to fill the other spot as the backup.
So what about you gave us a list here of some guys who are returning. Zane Norman, for example, Graydon Porosny, a couple of bigger names from last season's team. Who are you kind of thinking might be part of the leadership group coming back this year as we get closer and closer here to training camp?
Well, I think there's going to be quite a few guys. Obviously, I think Brownie will be in there. Obviously, Normie has been around for a couple years now. I know his knee. He was out for most of the season last year, but we expect big things and leadership from him. Uh, Perosny too. Roz is he really came on in the second half. I know he struggled a little bit. Mentally missing home and all that stuff start of the season. But when he came back from Christmas, he had a very good second half. So, we expect Roz to do big things here, both leadership wise and scoring wise. David Vitt, here's a character kid that I think outworks anybody, in the SJ. And like I said, he's a very good skater. He gets to the net hard, and I know we struggled a little bit offensively, but he's a great penalty killer. But we expect him to chip in offensively a little bit more. Who else have we got? Dayton Tail Feathers, who, again, he's got to be a big presence here this year. Get on the forecheck, create turnovers, and also chip in offensively as well. And then Owen Turner and Tyson Matthews on the back end. I thought Owen really came into his own on the trade from Melville. So we expect Owen to come in here and be part of that leadership group, but also, play solid. Both him and Tyson, solid stingy D, but also, get involved in the offense as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned Dayton Tailfeathers. Of course, he was a big piece in the trade that sent out Mason Buchert last year, of course, from Kindersley. So, yeah, definitely a guy who I think I agree with you could be a big presence for you guys this year. You guys have been fairly active in the draft over the last couple of years. Are there a couple of young players you're really excited to see in camp this fall?
Well, yeah, exactly. We're really excited. I know two of them played for us at the end of the year. Ryder McKinnon and Waylon Gardapi. Ryder, man, that's a strong kid, and he came in and filled a void when we had some injuries. And I said, like, and this kid has an unbelievable work ethic. He is so strong, but he also moves the puck. He can shoot it a ton. But I think he's going to defend very well, coming into this year. But like I said, here's a kid that we're really excited about. And then also Waylon. Here's a kid with some offensive skills. He came in, I think, played 8 games for us, had 3 goals. Probably should have had a few more points. But like I said, Waylon, man, his training this summer, he shows videos, and it's insane. He's like Rocky in Russia, uh, all over again, doing pulling tires and all kinds of stuff. So, it's like I said, I'm excited for those two guys. And we expect some big things from Waylon offensively, but also, like I said, he's a good 200-foot player as well.
I can't wait to see the off-season training montage, Rocky style, punching some meat in the freezer and stuff like that. With the new facilities and some of those key players you mentioned coming back, what would you say are some goals or some targets for the Ice Wolves this season on the ice?
Well, like I said, I think we want to be up there with the power play and the penalty kill. We got to be good on face-offs. Like I said, I think with the D-men that we got coming back, I really think that defensively we have to really tighten up, and protect home plate, and block a lot more shots, and again, just defend a lot more, frustrate them offensively, create the turnover, and then let's go have fun in the offensive zone. Like I said, so that defensively, that's where we really got to tighten up. But like I said, I think all in all, like I said, we got some great vets coming back, but also we got some young prospects coming in to fill. And then also, like I said, as every team, I feel we've signed some good players in the off season here with some speed and skill, some guys that play heavy that also can put the puck in the net. So, like I said, I think it's going to be an exciting year. And um, again, it's now it's up to these guys to come into camp and prove to themselves, day in, day out, shift after shift, that they belong to be an Ice Wolf.
Absolutely, and that's been the way for several years now with you at the helm. So that doesn't surprise me whatsoever that that's the approach going into the season, Kevin. But obviously, fall camp approaching here. I know you guys usually go off site or a neutral site for your fall camp. What's the plan for camp this year? And when does it all get started for you?
Yeah, August 29th, we start just outside of Saskatoon in Aberdeen. Great facility. They treat us very well. So, yeah, that's where we're going to have main camp. We got a round robin play with 4 teams. And then we have a Young Guns game against Warman at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then we'll play Warman on Monday, an afternoon game. And then obviously we'll get down to 35, 40 players, and then go finish up rest of the main camp in La Ronge.
Well, it's an exciting time of year. Obviously, a lot of anticipation, Kevin. So I'll let you get back to work, but appreciate your time today, and we'll chat with you again once the season gets underway.
Thank you for having me, Clark, and we'll see you soon, man.
Sounds good.